Hello, friends. Welcome to Squaird Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to be setting up the month of January in my memory planner. We'll decorate a monthly spread and currently page in a fun winter theme, so come plan with me. And I've got some washi tapes here ready to go, along with this highlighter that I may be using. These die-cut quote stickers I got from Journal Say. Another set of die-cut stickers from Journal Say in a film strip pattern. A couple of Planny Things sticker books. And an Anna Bean Paper Co. sticker book, which I'll pull from. Okay, so this month I'm going to try and design all three of my pages at once, using some wax paper to help me do that. In order to do this, I am taking the notes page from my February setup. This will come into play later, as you will see, but for now, just know that I am using the back of another month's planner section for the notes page, currently page setup. And I am going to be using these stickers from the Planny Things sticker book. I really liked the design of these. I believe this is from the Seasonal Days sticker book that came out in the summertime. And I'm going to try to create a couple of cute winter scenes here, combining in some pine trees from another Planny Things sticker book, an older one. I think that's a Seasonal Houses and Trees, if I'm not mistaken. They'll both be linked down below in the description along with any other items that I'm using in the setup. So if you are looking for something or want the exact name that I can never seem to remember when I'm doing these voiceovers, just check the video description. I will have the actual books down there. So I am bringing in a bunch of different things. I started kind of laying in the month setup, and then decided to try and pull in some items for the currently page. This year, I've decided to do a more traditional currently page versus what I've been doing in the past, which is more of a media focused currently, where it was just books, TV, movies type thing. So I'm going to try and see how I like having a little bit more variety here on the currently page. And I'm going to be using that Anna Bean sticker book for the prompts. I have only like one or two sticker books in my stash that have actual currently prompts. And thank goodness Anna Bean came to the rescue. So I was really happy to see that she had some in there that I could use for the setup. I also wasn't sure which boxes I was going to use for the prompts. I had originally thought I was going to be pulling from maybe the Planny Things sticker books, but then I saw that this green in the Anna Bean sticker book was actually a better match to the colors of the stickers. So I'm going to be using hers, and I'm just pulling them in randomly, choosing the size box that I think will best fit with what I'll be tracking there. I still am going to be tracking the actual books and TV that I'm watching during the month, so I want to be sure to have enough room for everything I track in those, but then also a couple of other boxes for some items that I probably will only have 1 to 2 items to fit into that planning space. So I'm just really moving things around right now, trying to get a feel for how this layout is going to go. Definitely want it to feel a little more decorated on the back, so I'm adding in some of the isolated items on that sticker sheet that could be used pretty much anywhere, and just tying them into some of the boxes as added decor. I did find myself very indecisive on this layout, so please bear with me as I do this setup. I think I even lost track of time and kind of lost some footage, but honestly, I didn't get that far, and it was probably like 10 minutes. You guys didn't miss anything. I was just thinking, changing my mind, and just being very indecisive. I am filming this, around the holidays, and I do find it more challenging to be creative when I have a lot on my mind. So I tend to overthink things and things just take longer. It takes me longer to find what I really like. It's kind of a hindrance because I have so much to do, but then everything takes so much longer because I'm indecisive. Hopefully, I'm not the only one, but I might be. I'm just kind of that way. So, anywho, that was what was going on with this video, and that's why it's kind of extra long, and I sped it up even more than I normally do. That said, we've moved on to adding in some washi tape. So originally I had pulled this wider greenish washi to use, and I cut it down into thirds for use within the actual monthly days. If you follow my channel, you know I like to keep things fairly low profile in those functional spaces because I do like to use the box to its fullest. So just note that that is something that I do for my planner setups, always thinking about function over decor. And I've also added in some washi tape from a kind of film strip style washi that I got from Journal Say. Now we've jumped ahead to where I've already put in that washi. I've also had another washi from that same collection that had the words "Cherish the Time." So I added that from that washi tape onto the side as the quote for the month. I wasn't really finding anything else I wanted to use, and I wanted to tie in the film strips somehow. Still kind of on the struggle bus figuring out how to put them together with this spread. So I have some just thrown there on the wax paper, just trying to see where I can put those and how they might go together to create a scene, or like taking a picture of a scene type thing. So that's what I was thinking, but I wasn't really sure how to execute it at this stage. And then I got the idea to use the small boxes for those isolated items and use that as kind of like an image inside of the film strip. And I like that better just because they weren't quite big enough to encompass the entire scenes that I've created there on the spread. And I just didn't like the look of them getting cut off or kind of cutting off half of the scene. So adding in those smaller stickers into the individual like negative areas of the film strip stickers, I think was a better choice. Now, I mean, I don't know how many people would just take pictures of their mittens or their skates, but, maybe. I think it just all goes into the decor and the idea of creating memories, if you will. So I am kind of refining the positioning of a few things, adding in some ice for my little grouping of skaters at the bottom there. I'm also reusing that little bit of ice rink area up top here for this isolated house to create a bit more of a scenic look there. Also going to pull in some more of those trees in and around that. And still kind of figure out where to put these film strips. And as I was doing that, I laid in some new washi. So I think when I was busy off camera making some of these updates, I had changed out the washi. So just so you know, I went with a skinny washi that I had in my stash where the blue was a better match for the boxes on the back currently page. Changed out all of the washi on the monthly as well with that thinner blue washi. The other one that I had definitely had more green tones to it. Matched really well with the trees and stuff, but the boxes looked super blue and icy compared to that green toned washi. So I went with the blues instead. I think that melts a little bit better with the images as well, the ice rink and some of the cooler tones in that. And now I'm just throwing things in, trying to get a little bit of everything on the Currently page as well. I like how full it's looking, so we're gonna try to get it all in here and make it look cute. I'm gonna bring in another quote of that "cherish the time" on the back page, tie it together, and try to figure out some places to add some extra things, some more washi here. I decided to recut or reset the "Cherish the Time" on the monthly spread, mainly because I had to cut really close to the C, and I wanted that to look intentional instead of like a miscut. So I redid that, and I think that looks a little bit better too, coming into the sidebar as it is. Some design notes, if you guys are interested. The way that I'm approaching this with the washi in particular, you can see everything is placed side, side, center. So I have 3 sets of washi on each, either spread or page, and they're staggered in a way that one is coming off from one side, one is coming off from the other side, and then one is somewhat centered. That creates a triangular relationship. And in case you're brand new to my channel, I try to talk about little design notes as I go to help you guys create better spreads. My regular viewers, you've heard me say this before, but if you're new, something to keep in mind if you're struggling to balance out your spread, keeping things in odd numbers, and also using that triangular style relationship between your clusters or whatever it is that you're putting on your spread really helps balance things out more naturally than doing everything even Steven on each side, or, you know, top and bottom and left and right and everything being all lined up. If you want it to look a little more organic, stick to odd numbers and try putting in that triangular relationship, like I said, the triangular shape between the items that you're using. So back to what I'm doing here on the screen, I had that leftover ice rink with the really tiny skaters on it, and then realized those would be perfect in a film strip. So I'm just trying to cut them down so that they look natural in each of the boxes. I had to make some adjustments to some of them, but for the most part, I think I got them all in and looking good. The die cut film strips are backed with like a clear backer. So until I take that off, I can move it around and it slides. But once I take that off, it's like it's a sticker. So I can stick that down, and then that way I have the scene set up how I want it, and those won't move from the back of the film strip. And now that I have them secured, I'm just going to trim off the excess to kind of make a nice clean edge. I found that was the simplest way to do it. I'm also going to cut this one down in a diagonal shape so that it looks like it's coming in from the edge. Also trying to get the positioning right for this film strip at the top. I don't want her head to get cut off, but I also don't want it to be hanging into the month, so we'll see how that goes. I'm going to add some socks down here to the bottom film strip, just for a little something extra down there. And again, you can kind of see the triangular shapes I'm making with just those film strips. It's a little easier to see it from this overhead view, where you could see I have one on the top, I have one on the side, or near the bottom, but still on the side. It's just something that I tend to gravitate to whenever I'm setting up a spread. It really helps your spreads feel balanced and interesting. Sorry, that one is just almost on the edge there of the screen, but basically I made another little cluster for the top of that curly page because I wanted to have 3 film strips on that page as well. I wasn't able to put one down in the bottom because of the scene I had set up there, but I did want to have 3 again just for balance and that triangular relationship. Okay, so we've moved on to moving the stickers onto the spreads. So the first thing I need to do is white out any black lines that are going to show behind these clear stickers. And I'm using my new favorite whiteout pen that I got from Journal Say. It does not have a particular brand name or anything, so I will link it down below in the description. I usually put those kinds of things under my favorite things. You can just double check the description. They're usually in every video. Once I find something that I use over and over again, I like to include those links so that people just know that's where you can find them. So that'll be down there. And as that was drying, I went ahead and tried to lay in the currently bottom half. Now, I'm just going to say, remember what I told you about February being used as the back page as I was doing the setup? Wonder if you can spot what I did. I'm going to go ahead and move over the stickers there. I had accidentally broke the film strip sticker, but I was able to mend it pretty seamlessly. And we're moving over the washi too. Gonna go ahead and move over the corner here in the sidebar. Had a little bit more white out behind the clear sticker. And just drop in the washi tape. I added a little bit of extra washi tape above the January. That did not follow my normal rule of 3s, but I just wanted a little extra something up there. I think it balances out well, but I think if I had another strip to add at the bottom, it probably would be even better in a relationship of 5. So I'm just going to finish moving over the stickers from the wax paper onto this first side of the spread. And move over the washi tape on the opposite side. I changed my mind. I had this bright yellow moon from that collection of stickers that I thought I would use, but didn't really like how yellow and bright it was compared to the rest of the spread. So I decided to save that for a later date. And here is where I figured out, oh goodness, I used the wrong page. So I was supposed to put the currently items onto the back of that monthly spread page instead of the February page, and I didn't. So I'm going to have to remember that if I do this again, somehow give myself a reminder to not place the stickers onto the other spread. Definitely thought to myself when I pulled this, be careful, don't do that. And yeah, I think I just got so caught up with the setup of this, I forgot all about it. So I managed to move over the stickers I had placed on that other currently notes page onto the correct page. So everything's looking good. And I'm just going to trim down the excess there now and get that ready for the final move over of stickers. I'm putting in the currently. Setting in the washi tape as well. kind of excited for this new currently, something different. I like change if it's not too drastic, if you know what I mean. Sometimes change can be overwhelming. So this is a fairly small change to my planner setup, but I think it'll be fun to kind of think on and add a little more dimension to my currently setup here every month. And I will say, I think I got off a little bit as far as where things were positioned on the wax paper versus where they are in the final setup here. I mean, I think I end up making it look good, but there was definitely a little bit of tightness up here that wasn't there before. And then a little bit of awkwardness as well with the kid and the snowman. So I don't know what happened, whether something got shifted a little too far inward or outward or something, but it was slightly off. And I just dropped him in and was trying to make him look natural, but I think I was done at this point. So I definitely wanted him to look good, but he wasn't where he was originally on that wax paper. So we just made it work. Also gonna straighten out a few things that were laid down crooked and then trim off the edges. Overall, I'm really happy with the way this turned out. It looks super fun to be in, so I'm excited for January to come and to try out this new setup. The last thing I'll need to do here is clean out the holes, so I'm just going to use my precision cutter and my little cutting mat to do that. I'll also use my sticker spatula just to lay down all the stickers from the obsessive movement that I was doing on this spread. And once I'm done with that, you guys, we will be done, friends. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, to go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye!